So it's fall here, and you can see the chickens love fall because in fall there are no red tomatoes or anything that they can damage in the garden. So Teresa and I just let them free range, which you can see they love. We bring them a treat of old bread occasionally. However, I've got something I want to show you this fall. Teresa and I have actually changed to a new farming method that we've slowly been converting over to. As you see from some of my older videos, our biggest problem is not pests or anything like that. Our biggest problem by far is weeds. Well, we have a solution to weeds that let me share with you. Well, we've had our first frost here in Georgia and has killed my okra, unfortunately. However, that's not really what I want to show you. What I want to show you is the planting method I use for this okra. All along, our biggest battle, as I mentioned, has been weeds. Well, we saw a garden video called Back to Eden, which I've included in the link in this video. It seemed very apropos. Our farm name is Back to Nature Farm, and this is a film from Back to Eden, so I thought that was kind of interesting. But his whole premise is he covers his entire garden with 4 inches of mulch, and not just any type of mulch. He specifically uses chipped limbs and brush. So Teresa and I thought, okay, well, let's try that. So we did one patch, and what we did is we covered our one spot with mulch, and then we planted okra in it. And this is the okra. This is our second round of okra that we planted in it. And if you look around me, you will see absolutely no weeds whatsoever. We did not weed this once. Not one time did we weed this. And sure enough, it is fantastic. If you dig down deep, I mean, you know, it's you know, way down before I didn't reach the soil there. It's a good 4 inches here. Been very effective. So let me show you how we do this process at the farm. Well, first thing I do is I find the old weedy patch that I want to convert to a good garden site, and I till over it with the tiller on the back of the tractor. Now, this step may not be necessary because you could just smother this with the mulch, but I figure why risk it? I will till it in, get one good killing, put the mulch on top of it, then I'm pretty sure that nothing else is going to come up through it. Now, the nice thing is you still will get some weeds, even though I didn't have any this year in the okra. He says you still occasionally do get weeds. But the nice thing about that is when you get weeds, it's from weed seeds that have blown on top of the mulch and a very loose root system. So it's quite easy just to pull them right out. Now, I had some open mulch area where I didn't have anything planted and did have a couple of weeds like that, and he's right, pulls right out.
Well, of course, the first challenge to doing this is getting mulch. Now, we actually get mulch for free by just calling several of the tree service companies and asking them to dump mulch for us. Beware that when you do this, they're not just going to bring you one little pile. They bring tons of mulch, which is great because I have 22 acres. And in fact, they have brought me multiple bunches. So with it, I have a toy that makes it a little easier for me. I have a front end loader. Which comes in quite handy as far as moving the mulch and dumping the mulch. Of course, you can still do this with the wheelbarrow or garden cart if you don't have a front end loader and don't have 22 acres.
So once you have the mulch dumped, then you have the arduous task of actually spreading the mulch. The best way to do that is actually with a pitchfork, or actually this is a manure fork. The tines are closer together than on a pitchfork. I just hit it with manual labor, basically spreading it. When my son does this, he actually says he prefers to use a landscape rake to spread this. I think it's easier to do with the manure fork first. So once you have the mulch spread, then when you're spreading it like I do with the manure fork, you end up having this lumpiness. So it's not a very smooth surface to plant in. So next, what I'd like to do is come across with the tiller on the back of the tractor and till not very deep, maybe an inch or so. Remember, this is about 4 or 5 inches thick, the top inch or so, and that just kind of spreads this out and levels it out more. It's still going to be lumpy, but not near as lumpy as this.
With 4 inches of mulch, I can't plant directly in the mulch, so I use a middle buster to open up a row to plant in, trying to reach down at least to soil level to plant.
So in this row, we're actually planting garlic. This is actually Siberian garlic. Two of the varieties Teresa and I grow, Siberian and red Taclavaria. So here I've exposed the soil. I've gotten down deep, nice and deep, so I'm at the soil contact. I just simply stick the garlic in. Top part, the little pointy part's the top, the flat part is the bottom. So I put it in, and I'm spacing it about my hand's width. So I put it in, I put my fist down, and then I go over about that far, and that's how I do. Then after I've done the garlic, I just simply come in and do the soil, and it's ready to go.